Epilogue. 10 years later, epilogue concluded. Years passed like the turning of a heavy book, pages sliding by in silence. When they looked back, the children they once were had already moved into the middle chapters of their lives. Time rushed like sand through fingers, quietly taking away youthful faces and leaving its marks. Small feet remembered from childhood now walked with surety. Laughter and reckless joy had given way to steadier thoughts and deeper looks. Some childhood dreams had been fulfilled, others lingered gently as nostalgia. The years did more than add numbers. They brought life's lessons, a calmer temper, and a patient outlook. Some people held fast to their first intentions, while others had been tempered and softened by time's currents. Youthful pride and recklessness, along with the increasing weight of responsibility, remained a difficult balance to strike. Time changed, and 10 years vanished like a blur. Night lay deep and spread like a richly painted scroll across the boundless sky. On this quiet, peaceful evening, little boats drifted silently across the black lake, ghost-like as they swayed on the water. Their hulls, dark in the night, blended with the lake like black lotuses rising from the depths. Each boat bore a magic lamp at its prow, their orange glow scattered like tiny stars, lending the night a touch of mystery and romance. The boats cut the water with soft, crisp sounds that broke the lake's stillness, and it seemed, stirred the sleeping stars. Ripples fanned outward like waves of time, recording the quiet beauty of the moment. It was the start of a new school year. These boats were ferrying the year's fresh faces, and their destination was Hogwarts. Towering turrets, deep corridors, and flickering lights, its very silhouette whispering of ancient legends and unfinished fates. Hidden by the night, the castle looked only more mysterious. The boats drifted toward it as if chasing distant dreams, full of longing and anticipation. Night, small boats, Black Lake, and Hogwarts, a picture of tranquil magic that could intoxicate the senses. Unseen by those aboard, the boats slid into the dock not far from the castle. "Be careful, everyone. Line up and follow me," boomed a voice. Hagrid's towering figure, over 12 feet tall, spotted a cluster of lively redheads at the very back. "Weasleys again," he muttered, and a shadow of wariness crossed his face. The bitterness didn't last. He remembered that Moody was now the gamekeeper, and with the retired Auror on guard, the Forbidden Forest wouldn't be easy to trespass. A small, knowing smile tugged at Hagrid's mouth, pleased and slightly amused. As he turned, the youngsters chattered behind him. "Vera, are you scared? Uncle Fred said the sorting ceremony will do us a lot of harm." A red-headed boy peered toward the majestic castle. "You believe my dad? I haven't believed a single word he said since I was 3. Not one." A girl with equally fiery hair answered him, which made it easy to guess their relation. As they spoke, another softer voice added, "My dad says Uncles George and Fred are right. The sorting ceremony is really, really scary." "Aunt Potter said that too?" Vera asked, sounding uncertain. She glanced carefully at the black-haired boy in front of her, and when she saw no sign of a lie, her expression hardened. In her mind, Aunt Potter, an Auror, was more reliable than her unpredictable father. Their conversation wasn't hushed, so several young witches and wizards nearby heard it. Gossip about the sorting ceremony being terrifying and harmful began to spread. A clear, pleasant voice, noting the whisper like a nightingale, cut through. "Those are just things people say to scare idiots. The Weasleys are always like that." The mention of the Weasleys sparked immediate irritation. Dennis and Vera turned to glare. The black-haired boy, Severus Potter, also stopped and stood beside his cousins, though his eyes lingered when he turned. He hadn't expected the speaker to be not only so musical-voiced, but also so beautiful, as if stepped out of a fairy tale. Her features were exquisite, each in perfect proportion, as if painted by an artist. Her fair skin had the faint, porcelain glow of someone who rarely worried about chores. Platinum blonde hair fell past her shoulders, catching the magic lamp's light and shimmering in subtle colors like a sea at dusk. When the breeze toyed with it, the strands danced and left behind a soft scent, jasmine. Potter, still caught staring, found himself moved by her presence. The girl smiled, revealing small canines, an endearing quirk, and though her smile was sweet, there was a touch of disdain at its edges. Proud and pretty, she seemed an exquisite porcelain doll whose every part radiated a peculiar charm. Potter wasn't alone in noticing. Dennis nearby also looked awed. As a girl, Vera's instincts were sharp. Sensing the looks from the two boys, she stepped forward. Lucy Malfoy. That's enough. You can tease me, but you have no right to mock the Weasleys. Vera snapped. Her rebuke made the boys glance away, sheepish. Potter shared the indignation but kept stealing glances at Lucy. What he didn't realize was that both girls had already noticed his furtive looks. Lucy's lips curved into a triumphant smile. Vera looked mildly angry at his lack of backbone. From the lake's edge to the castle's side hall stretched only a few hundred meters. In less than a quarter of an hour, the new arrivals reached the great oak door. Hagrid raised his enormous fist and knocked. Thump, thump, thump. The sealed door swung open from within, but the person who appeared this time was not the tall, slender witch they had seen before. Instead, a young man in blue robes, no older than 17 or 18, stood in the doorway. Hagrid, leave it to me, he said quietly. Eno stood there at the castle door, looking out over the line of first years. They sat obedient and wide-eyed like quails. Fate had turned its wheel once more. After many years, Malfoy, Potter, and Weasley had come together again at Hogwarts. Phew, the epilogue is finally over. The gears of fate turn. 17 years of rest and calm have allowed new protagonists to be born in the world of magic, ready to enact new stories. Finally, Xiao Di wishes everyone bright days and peaceful nights.